uses a different 10 channels, but they only use about those 10. And so we expect that as the smart TV moves forward, that it will become very, very effective in being able to shape your viewing preferences and being able to give you access to what you like. Another area where we believe that it's going to become personalized is actually in the social medium itself. We use the term reality TV in the US, and I'm assuming we use it here in Korea as well. But imagine what it's going to be like when we move from reality TV to real-time TV. Whereas someone is watching television, they can interact immediately and directly with the show that they're watching. Whether they are voting, arguing, or sharing just their views with friends that are watching in different households. That's what we consider real-time television. We also think there's going to be major strides, and there's a necessity for major strides to happen in terms of advertising. Today, within the television community, advertising is basically blanket advertising, where one source fits all. The smart TV will be able to allow both the content providers, advertisers, and the end customers themselves to develop platforms that will be very specific to their needs. I'm going to be very excited when I no longer have to see diaper ads in my home where I have 4 children all over the age of 12. Okay. I'm also going to be excited at the time when I go shopping for an automobile and I have an automobile advertisement that comes into my home and not only shows me the car, but it allows me to know where the closest dealership is and even click a button so that I can set an appointment to meet with that dealership. That's the type of interactivity, and that's the type of personalization that we think needs to happen in the smart TV. Along with that concept comes a very difficult subject, and that is, in order to be successful or in order to be able to deliver on a personalized experience, the developers of these platforms and the developers of these applications are going to have to walk a very difficult line about privacy for the end customer and the ability to give and influence the personalization. We think that that's something that's going to be worked out over time, and it's going to take probably many iterations, but it's something that will be addressed in the smart TV platform. The final word that we use when we define the smart TV within Intel is the word immersive. And immersive can be used to describe a lot of different experiences. But immersive in terms of smart TV at Intel means that the user interface, the user experience, and the remote control have to make sense. They have to be the right experience for the end customer, and it has to motivate the end customer to use it. As I said, Intel has been researching the smart TV for over 10 years now. And we've had user experience teams doing field trials and testings throughout that 10 years. So when we started working with other smart TV service providers over the last 2 or 3 years, we thought we had some pretty strong ideas on what was going to be a good immersive experience. And one of the tenets that we held was we didn't believe that a keyboard was going to be successful in the living room. A big influence of that was the fact that people hated the keyboard in the living room with Vive. But once we started doing the research this time and field trials in this particular era of smart TV, we found out we were wrong. That a majority of the end customers that we worked with actually gravitated to a keyboard. And they gravitated the keyboard, and we actually interviewed them afterwards and said, why did you choose the keyboard over a traditional remote control? And they gravitated to the keyboard because they knew how to use it. So in our opinion, for a smart TV to be successful, the user experience has to be intuitive. If we have to deliver a 500-page manual along with our smart TV, the concept is going to fail. So that kind of covers where we are with our definition of the smart TV. And now the slide that we have showing right now is just an illustration of the number of platforms that Intel has launched that we consider smart TV platforms this year. I think it's safe to say that at least we at Intel believe that the smart TV era has begun. Now the real question then is, how do we make sure that the smart TV era not only begins, but it thrives and is successful? In our opinion, the key to it thriving and being successful is actually in the development of the ecosystem. Intel spends a lot of time talking to our partners. And we believe that no one company or no even one alliance of companies can create a application or a platform that will drive the mainstream to embrace it. And so while we have worked with partners like Google, Yahoo, Sony, Samsung, LG, in helping develop smart TV concepts, it's actually going to be the content, the application, and the service provider community that will provide the lifeblood that makes the smart TV segment successful. Once again, I'll refer back to the smartphone example, where I used smartphones and my BlackBerry for many years within the business environment, and it was a great tool. But it took the innovation of Apple and its App Store in order to drive the smartphone into the mainstream. If I talk to my 14-year-old and my 16-year-old sons today and tell them that all they need is a cell phone, they would look at me like I was crazy and probably get a little bit upset. They want their smartphone and they want the freedom that it provides. We believe that the smart TV as the center of the home is absolutely, will only succeed with innovation coming from the ecosystem itself. This may seem a strange slide that I show here, in that it's just a list of 3 different technologies that were launched and how they had competing technologies. But the reason I included this slide in the deck was that we wanted to highlight at Intel that technology transitions don't happen over a long period of time, but they are actually very, very short and quick. And our concern is that our ecosystem partners and our development friends may be tempted to sit back and wait until the smart TV transition happens before they jump in. And what we would encourage our developer friends to do is not to wait. Because if you do wait, there is a challenge that the opportunity will pass you by. This next slide is probably the only slide that I'm going to show you in terms of my sales pitch. And that is, this is what Intel intends to do, or this is where we're going to focus our energies in terms of the smart TV environment. Intel is not going to try and step outside of what we do best, but we're going to focus on things like CPU performance, graphics performance. We want to highlight the importance of memory bandwidth in our technology. And then, of course, because this is a consumer electronic space, we have to be very, very focused on cost. Our goal is to be able to develop system-on-a-chip solutions that will allow our OEM partners and our ecosystem partners to develop platforms that are limitless, that are personalized and immersive. Within Intel today, we're supporting multiple smart TV platforms. I think the best known and the most prominent right now is Google TV. And all I can say is that we are very fortunate to have the opportunity to work with Google and to develop the platform. It is a fantastic example of what we consider the priorities of a smart TV are. Google has set a very, very high bar for other smart TV frameworks to meet. Intel is also working with Nokia in developing and promoting a framework called MeeGo, and Intel will continue to invest in that space. Intel is also working with several other smart TV frameworks that will be launched over the next few months. In any case, we do not believe that there will be a single winner in the smart TV framework battles, but we think that healthy competition will promote the entire segment and move the end consumer into the smart TV category faster. This slide is just an example of how Intel is investing in the smart TV category. We are putting our money where our ideas are, and this is just an example of what you'll find on our website. But Intel, over the next several years, plans on using their marketing dollars to invest in this category. So my message today is the time is now for Intel, its ecosystem partners, and its OEM partners to engage very aggressively in the smart TV market. We have an opportunity to change an experience that has not changed in 80 years. We have an opportunity to be able to set trends that may last for the next 80 years. But more importantly, we have an opportunity to enhance the lives of our end customers. Thank you for the time.